And welcome back once again. Game 2 between Case Western Reserve and Brandeis University about to get going. Brandeis now 3-6 on the year after the 8-0 loss to Case Western Reserve in Game 1 as the Spartans improved to 14-6 on the year. Let's go ahead and get you Game 2 lineups as we are just a few moments away from getting started. For Brandeis, the batting order, catcher Kerry Lettinen leading things off. Melissa Rothenberg, the center fielder, hits second. Jolie Fujita, the shortstop, third, and then P.J. Ross, the third baseman, in the cleanup spot. Bridget Safuni, the left fielder, hits fifth. Scotty Todd, the designated player, sixth. Marissa De Laurentiis, the right fielder, seventh. Carolyn Sippin, the first baseman, eighth. And then Marissa Macioa, the second baseman, will bat ninth. Kaylee McDonald, scheduled to be on the mound today, 1-3 with a 4.22 ERA, and we'll tell you more about her in the bottom of the inning. But first, Kerry Lettinen set to lead things off. And we'll get things going. Get Sydney Branham, the freshman pitcher for Case Western Reserve here in Game 2. And it is a first pitch ball, 1-0 the count. Branham making her 11th appearance, her 9th start of the season. She is 6-3 with a 3.47 ERA. And misses outside for a ball, 2-0. Through 46 2/3 innings, she's allowed 50 hits, a 275 opponent's batting average. Opponents have scored 20 runs, 18 of those earned against her. She has given up 14 walks, struck out 27. Grounded softly down the third base side, fielded in fair territory by Miller, who's thrown to first just in time to get the out. One gone.
Now batting, number 33.
Well, Miller's strong day at third base continues after a really nice opening game. Down that third base line, she makes a really good play there to start this one off on a slow hit ground ball down the third base line. Pretty good play, and it's a quick out for Branham and the Spartans, as that's a called strike. 0-1 the count now on Melissa Rothenberg, who slides up in the order for the second game. The 0-1 pitch. Just misses for a ball, 1-1. Grounded foul, and the count goes to 1-2. Defensively in the infield for Case Western Reserve, Grace Tritchler first, Maren Waldner at second, Nicole Doyle at short, and Sarah Miller at third. Same defensive alignment in the infield that we saw in the first game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Change-up taken just low for a ball, 2-2. In the outfield, Alyssa Hamilton, the winning pitcher in the first game, will move over to left. Center fielder is Katie Weedy. Right fielder is Arissa Cleveland. She started in left field in the first game. Outside, ball 3, full count, 3-2. And for the second straight game here today, Dustin Reynolds doing the catching for Case Western Reserve, the freshman. Here comes Branham's 3-2 pitch, taken for a called strike 3. Second out of the inning.
Number 3, Jolie Fujita.
Branham, a freshman out of Austin, Texas. St. Dominic Savio Catholic High School. And dots the outside corner with that one. It's taken for a strike by Jolie Fujita, a .444 hitter on the season. Had a 2-out hit in the first inning of the early game today. Went 1 for 3 in that game. That one hit softly towards third. Cut off on the run by Miller, whose throw on to first is in time for the out. And yeah, hey, you got the hot glove. Might as well step in front of the shortstop and make that play. 3 quick outs in the inning. A nice start to the game for Sydney Branham and the Spartans. And now Case Western Reserve will come to bat to begin the bottom of the first. Let's go ahead and get you the batting order for Case Western Reserve. Similar to the first game. Leading things off will be Maren Waldner, the second baseman. Arissa Cleveland, the right fielder, hits second. Grace Tritchler playing first and batting third. She homered in the earlier game. Dustin Reynolds, the catcher, hits fourth. Nicole Doyle, the shortstop, in the 5 spot. Nicole Carty, the designated player, hits 6th. Sarah Miller, the third baseman, she had her first collegiate home run, a 2-run shot in the early game, and she'll be batting 7th today. Alyssa Hamilton, the 8-hitter, playing left field, and then Katie Weedy, the center fielder, bats 9th. For Brandeis, leading things off, or pardon me, the first baseman will be Carolyn Sippen. The second baseman, Marissa Macioa. The shortstop is Jolie Fujita, and the third baseman is P.J. Ross. In the outfield, Bridget Safuni in left. Center fielder is Melissa Rothenberg. And the right fielder is Marissa DeLaurentis. Doing the catching is Carrie Lettinen, and on the mound is Callie McDonald. McDonald, a sophomore out of Hanover, Massachusetts, 5'8" and a righty. 1-3 on the season with 4.22 ERA through 4 appearances, all starts. She's gone 21 1/3 innings, giving up 24 hits for a .235 opponent's batting average. During that stretch, she's allowed 27 runs, but just 10 of those earned. A lot of unearned runs against McDonald this year. 17, that is a ton through 4 starts. 13 walks, 7 strikeouts. And McDonald ready to get things going against Maren Waldner, who had a few hits in the early game. Misses for a ball, and it's 1-0. Waldner hitting at .548 on the year now. 3 for 4 in the early contest. It's taken for a ball, or for a strike, 1-1. Fouls that one off. 1-2. Waldner 3 for 4 in the early game. All 3 of her hits singles. She scored 2 runs, drove in a pair as well. 8-0, Case Western Reserve struck first in the series. Trying to make it a clean sweep of the doubleheader here. Ground ball hit up the middle, through for a base hit, and Waldner picks up right where she left off. Another base hit for Waldner. That is her 41st of the season through 21 games. Now the batter will be Arissa Cleveland to the plate. Cleveland had a couple of hits in the early game. Went 2 for 4, including a really nice bunt single. Bunting here, and bunts through that pitch for a strike, 0-1. Cleveland had a bunt single in the 5th inning of the game down the third base line, just perfectly executed. Gets that up in the air, but fortunately lands foul and out of play, and now it's an 0-2 count, so all likelihood the bunt off here for Cleveland. Cleveland, the freshman from Long Beach, California, Woodrow Wilson High School. Misses outside for a ball. 1-2 now the count. Running swing. And the throw will go down to second. Everybody's safe. Oh, boy, that was a huge mistake there for the first baseman. Carolyn Sippen had a chance. That'll go as a fielder's choice. No hit on the play. It's got to be a fielder's choice because Sippen should have just stepped on first base and then thrown to second, but instead she never stepped on the bag and then threw down to second base and didn't get the runner. But, you know, the head coach for Brandeis is going to come out and argue this, but I think the umpire called that right. Danielle DePonte will come out, but I don't think that, again, I don't think Sippen ever really made an intent to step on the bag. I'll tell you what, that's a tough one if someone's going to overturn that. Yeah, safe, 100%. It's got to go as a fielder's choice there on that one, and so it'll be first and second with nobody out, but that's a big mistake there for Sippen. And so now, first and second, nobody out, and Grace Trichler coming up to bat. Trichler homered in the first game. Also had a double, drove in a run with that. She finished the early contest 3 for 4 with 4 runs batted in. Trichler, 5 home runs, 24 runs batted in on the season. The 1-0 to Trichler. Called strike at the letters. I think a good call there by the umpires. Again, it's just don't think that there was ever a step on the bag there by Sippin, the first baseman. So now let's see if Trichler can make Brandeis pay for the mistake. That one's sent in the air. Shallow center. Coming in to make the catch and record the first out of the inning is Rothenberg. There's one gone. So with one out now, Dustin Reynolds, the cleanup hitter to the plate. Reynolds hitting at .311 on the year with 13 runs batted in. First and second with one away now. This is low, 1-0. Pitch. Hit in the air, deep towards left, should be playable. Circling in and making the catch on the run in left field is Safuni for the second out. Well, this will be pretty impressive work by Kelly McDonald if she can work out of this jam without any runs coming in. Had 2 on with nobody out in the heart of the order coming up, and now Doyle will bat with 2 outs and still runners at first and second. And a first pitch strike, it's 0-1. That one in the air, right field, going back, reaching up, making the catch. And right field is De Laurentiis for the final out, and that ends the inning. So Case Western Reserve puts the first 2 runners of the inning on. Look promising, but unable to cash in a run in the first. We'll move to the second scoreless game between Brandeis and Case Western Reserve. Ross, Safuni, and Todd, 4, 5, and 6 in the order due up for Brandeis when we return. Scoreless game as we move into the second inning. Game 2 of the day. Back out on the mound is Sydney Branham for inning number 2 after a 1-2-3 first. And misses up and out for the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. 11 pitches in the first inning for Branham, including a strikeout. Ross at the plate, a .400 hitter. Grounds that one down the first base side, fair ball. And in at first base with a single is Ross. First hit of the game for Brandeis, and they have the leadoff runner on. So Ross picks up her second hit of the day. She reached on a single and a walk back in the early game. Batter now will be Bridget Safuni. And Case Western Reserve in the infield playing her to potentially bunt here. She is squaring to bunt, and the pitch sails high, and that will allow the runner to move up. So Branham with a wild pitch. That's costly there. That's one of those where the batter is giving you an out, and instead of taking it, you allow the runner to advance without trading the out for it. Now swinging away, Safuni takes the pitch for a strike, and it's 1-1. Now the 1-1. She bunts. It's out in foul. They call it fair territory. I thought that was in the batter's box when she fielded it, but that'll go as an out. Good heads-up play by Dustin Reynolds, the catcher.
Number 20, Scotty Todd.
I could have sworn Reynolds scooped that one in the batter's box. Either way, that will be the first out of the inning. A sacrifice bunt, and moving over to third on the play is Ross. And now head coach Josie Henry will come out. I think that's the first visit Josie will make all day today. She was able to let Alyssa Hamilton just work in that first game, no questions asked. She was very good in the early game. Hamilton, who's out now playing left field in today's game. Second game of the day. First game, Hamilton went the complete game. A complete game shutout. 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs. 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. Branham got off to a good start, a 1-2-3 first inning, but now faces some trouble here in the second. Runner at third, 1 away. Scotty Todd will be the batter. Todd, who started on the mound in the earlier game, hitting at .250 on the season. She's 5 for 20 with a double, 1 run batted in. Was 0 for 3 in the early game, left 1 man on base. Called strike to start the at-bat, and it's 0-1 on Todd. Big at-bat here for Todd, trying to drive in the first run of the day for Brandeis. See if Branham can get a big out. Comes down and out there with a ball, and it's 1-1. Branham dusts off the mound with her shoe. Now the 1-1. Up high, 2-1. That will bring Reynolds out. An all-freshman battery here in Game 2 for Case Western Reserve. Reynolds and Branham. Nicole Doyle, the veteran, wanders in to have a quick talk. They're still talking, and that'll prompt the umpire to come out and break things up. Todd, the runner at third. Todd, the batter at the plate. Ross, the runner at third. A single, a wild pitch, and a bunt have her at third base here. 3-1 now the count. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swung on down the third baseline. Fair ball. Throw on to first in time for the out. And holding at third is Ross. And another good play at third base by Sarah Miller, who fielded the ground ball, did exactly what you have to do. Look the runner back, make sure she's not running, and then throw on to first to get the shore out. She did all that in a very composed manner. And there are now 2 gone in the inning, and a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel here for Branham now. Batter at the plate will be Marissa De Laurentiis, who fouls back the first pitch, 0-1. De Laurentiis was 0 for 2 in the early game. The 0-1. Change-up hit into right field. In to get it is Cleveland. She makes the catch for the out. And that ends the inning.
At the end
So leadoff single for P.J. Ross, but Branham able to work around it nicely, leaving the runner stranded at third. We will move into the bottom of the second inning, and it's still scoreless between Brandeis and Case Western Reserve. Do have this inning for Case Western Reserve, Carty, Miller, and Hamilton. 6, 7, and 8 in the order when we come back. Welcome back once again. Case Western Reserve University coming to bat, bottom of the second inning. As Carty swinging at the first pitch from McDonald. Grounds out to short, and there's one gone. Quick out there for Kaylee McDonald. And now that will bring up Sarah Miller, who's been impressive today, both at the plate and in the field. She's already made a couple nice catches here in Game 2. And in the first game, as she takes that first strike, 0-1, went 1 for 2 at the plate with a run scored, 2 RBIs, had a home run, the first of her collegiate career, and a sacrifice bunt. Big change up there, that's a called strike. It was one of those eephus pitches almost. Took a lot off of that. Now the fastball lined into right center field, and that's down for extra bases. Pulling into second and stopping there with a double is Sarah Miller, who continues to just have a fantastic game. A one-out double for Miller and a runner in scoring position. So the batter now will be Alyssa Hamilton, who will hit with a runner in scoring position and one away. Hamilton hitting at .255 on the year. 0 for 2 with a walk in the early game and swings and misses at the changeup, 0-1. So Sarah Miller having herself a day. Here's the 0-1. 1-1. Foul back, 1-2 on Hamilton. One out, runner at second base in a scoreless game. Cleveland, Ohio on a cold but not snowy day. Ooh, that just misses, and it's 2-2. Good eye there by Hamilton. 2-2 pitch. And that's hit in the air. Left field should be playable. In center now, calling off the left fielder is Rothenberg, and she makes the catch for the out. 2 gone. So 2 retired now. The 9-hitter, Katie Weedy, will be the batter. Takes a called strike, and it's 0-1. Weedy had a slap base hit her first time up. Tries again. Swings and misses. 0-2. Weedy, the new approach at the plate, just trying to get the bat on the ball and run. Put it in play and let the fielders beat you. She holds up there. The count goes to 1-2. The old drop and run and just trying to do it out of that left-handed batter's box with her speed. So deadly. She does it right there, nicely laying it down towards short. The throw to first just in time. And that will end the inning. So Case Western Reserve and Brandeis scoreless after 2. We'll move into the third. Brandeis coming to the plate. Due up this inning for the judges will be their 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Sippin, Masioa, and Lettinen when we return. Scoreless ball game, third inning coming up. Brandeis coming to the plate. Another action in the UAA right now. First game between Emory and Washington. That one being played in St. Louis. And Emory off to a 1-0 lead. As a called strike on Caroline Sippin, a .333 hitter on the year. It'll be Sippin, Masioa, and Lettinen due up. Misses for a ball, 1-1. We're in game 2 again, 8-0. Case Western Reserve, the winners in the early contest. Scoreless so far here. Sydney Branham worked around runner on third and one out last inning. Was able to get out without any damage done. And one taken for a strike. So it's now 1-2 on Sippin, the first baseman. That's popped up. Shallow left field, and it drops in for a base hit. Oh, no. And they'll call the runner back. They'll say she hit out of the batter. She was out of the batter's box when she hit it. So she is out. Made contact out of the batter's box. So 1 out in the inning. That misses up high for a ball, 1-0. To Marissa Masioa. Hitting at .300 on the year. In the air, deep towards center field. Weedy tracks it, though, and on the warning track makes the grab. 2 gone.
Now batting, number 18.
So back to the top of the order now, and Kerry Lettinen will be the batter. So Lettinen at the plate for the second time today, 0 for 1 against Branham. Called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. One and one as the count evens up. Here's the 1-1. Fastball little bit below the knees. 2-1. Branham looking for a second 1-2-3 inning of the game. Here's the 2-1 pitch. In the air, center field, deep going back as Weedy watches it as it hits off the top of the wall. Stopping it first, though, is Lettinen, who hit a rocket towards center field. But Weedy did a good job getting to it quickly enough to hold Lettinen to a base hit. So it just goes a long single, barely misses going over the wall. Second hit of the game for Brandeis, each team now with 2 hits apiece. And it'll be up to Melissa Rothenberg to try to keep the inning going. Rothenberg 0 for 1. Struck out in her first at bat against Branham. First pitch taken high for a ball, 1-0. Down and out, 2-0. Line drive hit up the middle, and that's a base hit. So back-to-back 2-out singles for Lettinen and Rothenberg. And now Jolie Fujita will be the batter.
Now batting, number 3, Jolie Fujita.
Fujita is 0 for 1 on the game. Chance here to give Brandeis their first run of the game. Runners at first and second, 2 away. Back-to-back 2-out singles. And she takes that down and in. Good job by Reynolds to keep it in front of her. 1-0. Two and 0. Well, when Branham has gotten into trouble today, it's been because she's fallen behind in the count. Had to throw strikes. See that again here. 2-0 now. Pitch on the outside corner, called strike, 2-1. In the dirt, gets away. Reynolds comes up throwing to third, and it goes into the base runner. Everyone will stay at their respective bases after moving up one on the pitch. And so it's second and third now as the count goes to 3-1 at the plate. But a chance now for Fujita to put Brandeis up in front. 3-1, bases open here. That one, chopper towards first. Backhanded by Trichler, who picks it up, can't find it. And everybody is safe. A run comes in, and it's 1-0 Brandeis.
Now batting, number 12, PJ Ross.
There'll be an error allowing the run to come across. Trichler grabs that cleanly. She should have time to run to the bag herself on that to get that out. Now the batter, P.J. Ross, who has a base hit already, fouls that off. So Brandeis strikes early in this one, 1-0 the score. Ball hit to short, backhanded by Doyle. Throw on to first in time for the out, and that ends the inning. But Brandeis strikes first on an unearned run, and it is now 1-0 Brandeis with the lead. We'll be back in just a minute. 1-0, Brandeis leading for the first time today. A run in the top of the third, and now Case Western Reserve will try to answer back. Kelly McDonald's done a nice job on the mound for the Judges. First pitch, leading off the inning, Waldner into center field and coming in to make the catch. In center field is Melissa Rothenberg, one away. So with one out now, Marissa Cleveland will be the batter. Cleveland reached on a fielder's choice her last time up. Hard hit ground ball to second base and 2 quick outs in the inning. So McDonald's done a nice job getting 2 very fast outs. 2 pitches, 2 outs for McDonald here in the third, and now it'll be up to Grace Trichler. Well, Trichler, who comes to the plate here with the team trailing by a run, a chance to tie it on one swing, and she certainly has that capability. Trichler flew out her last time up. First pitch on the way from McDonald. That's down low for a ball, 1-0. Trichler 5 home runs on the year, including 1 in the early game today. She went 3 for 4 in that early game with a single, a double, and a home run. Drove in 4 runs. The 1-0. Grounds that one hard towards third, knocked down by Ross. Throw to first is dug out nicely by the first baseman, and a good play there by Sippen to secure the out and save an error. So a very quick 1-2-3 inning for Case Western Reserve in the third. 4th inning coming up, and the score remains 1-0, Brandeis with the lead. Judges coming back to bat when we return.
Leading off the top of the 4th inning for the Judges, number 22, Shifuni.
Welcome back once again. Case Western Reserve trails by a run as we begin the 4th inning. 1-0 the score, Brandeis leading. For the Judges, 5, 6, and 7 in the order, Safuni, Todd, and De Laurentiis 2 up. Sydney Branham has pitched well, but currently on the short side of things, with an unearned run coming across last inning. Pitch taken up high for a ball, 1-0. Oh, 1-1 as that catches for a strike. Safuni with her first official at bat of the game. Called strike 1 and 2. Sacrifice bunt her first time up. Rounds it over towards first. Trichler will take it to the bag herself for the out, and there's one gone.
Now batting, number 20, Todd. Now batting, number 20, Scotty
So with one out, bases empty, and Scotty Todd now coming to the plate. Todd 0 for 1. Calls a strike, and it's an 0-1 count. Branham, the exclusion of that little spot of trouble last inning has been good in this game. But right now, again, trailing 1-0. Needs her bats to come help her out a little bit here. 0-2. Hit hard past the third baseman Miller, who made a diving attempt, but to no avail. Throw will roll a little wild away, but not far enough for Todd to advance. It's the first base hit of the game for Todd. The fourth hit of the game for Brandeis. And there's a runner on first with one away. Batter now is the right fielder, Marissa De Laurentiis, who will hit with one on and one out. The first game in St. Louis has gone final, and Emory University with the win. They improved to 5-0 in the UAA. WashU drops to 0-1. Second game about to get started there. That one grounded down the line to first. Trichler thinks about going to second, but wisely just steps on the bag at first to get the shore out, and there'll be two gone in the inning. Well, Trichler learned a lesson from watching earlier in the game when Carolyn Sippen did not step on first base. Instead tried to throw to second, missed first base when she tried to plant her foot on it. This time Trichler, although thought about going towards second, got the shore out, and with one out in the inning, that's the smart thing to do. So now two away, runner at second, and a called strike to start off the at-bat against Caroline Sippen. Sippen 0 for 1. And another called strike. It's 0-2. Sippen now 2 for 7 on the year. The 0-2. Branham trying to get one more out here, get out of the inning unscored upon. And she just misses with that one. Boy. Sippen, her last time up, hit a blooper over the head of the shortstop that dropped him for what appeared to be a base hit, but was called for making contact with the ball outside of the batter's box. 1-2. That one hit towards the middle. It's through for a base hit. Weedy comes up with it, will hold the runner at third, but Sippen... Oh, no, they call for her again for swinging out of the batter's box. The second time now that Sippen has been called out for making contact with the batted ball outside the batter's box. And we will move into the bottom of the fourth. 1-0, Brandeis still leading. Case Western Reserve coming to bat when we return. Welcome back once again, Case Western Reserve University. Trailing 1-0. 4, 5, and 6 in the order. Reynolds, Doyle, and Carty as Reynolds pops one over towards third. Diving catch made by the third baseman Ross, and there's one gone.
Now batting, number 4, Nicole Doyle.
So quick out there. Boy, McDonald has gotten some very quick outs over the last couple of innings. She settled into a bit of a groove. Nicole Doyle at the plate takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. Now the 0-1. Ground ball up the middle, backhanded by the second baseman, throw to first offline, and safe at first base with a base hit is Doyle. Masoya tried to make a play at second base on that one. She was able to knock it down, but really, once she hit the ground, no chance to get Doyle, who was on her way to first. And now, potential game-time run on the base pass for Case Western Reserve as Nicole Carty comes to the plate and takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Carty 18 hits and 67 at-bats entering this game. Fouls that one back, and it's 1-1. One to nothing. Brandeis leading an unearned run in the third. Here's the 1-1. Called strike 1-2. Another one fouled off. 1-2 still. 2 more games tomorrow between these two teams. They'll wrap up their 2018 series. It'll be cold, but it'll be sunny, and expected to get those 2 games in tomorrow. 1 o'clock the start for the doubleheader. Line drive back to the pitcher. Catch is made for the out. Flip on to first. It's a double play. And that ends the inning. Unable to get back was Doyle. And we will move into the 5th. 1-0. Brandeis still leading when we come back. Welcome back once again, everyone. Hope you're enjoying your day. Glad we get to be a part of it with some Friday afternoon UAA softball here from Cleveland, Ohio. Sydney Branham, first pitch strike on the way to Marissa Masoya, 0-1. Masoya 0 for 1 on the day in her only previous at bat. Swings, hits that one towards third underneath the glove of the third baseman Miller, but able to scoop it and throw in time to get the out is Doyle. Doyle, a little smile on her face as Miller, the third baseman, had made a bunch of other plays today, but just couldn't quite get her glove on that one. But no harm, no foul, 1 away. So with one gone now, back to the top of the order. Kari Lehtinen will be the batter. 1 for 2 on the day with a base hitter last time up. I believe she came across to score the only run of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Pitch taken for a strike in its own one. In fact, she did. Called strike on the lower outside corner. 1-1 the count. Ground ball, second base. Waldner, a little trouble with it. Did she recover in time? Yes. Just a step ahead, and Danielle Del Ponte didn't look happy about that call at third, but she was looking out. Thought she was going to come out and argue, but the first base coach for Brandeis seems to signal that, in her opinion, it looked like the runner was safe. So 2 quick outs in the inning. And Melissa Rothenberg, the batter, takes the first pitch ball 1-0. In the air, shallow center. Coming in to get it is Weedy, and there's the third out of the inning. So we are through 4.5 here at Mather Park in Cleveland, Ohio. And the score remains 1-0 Brandeis. Case Western Reserve will come up to bat. Bottom of the order, Miller, Hamilton, Weedy due up when we return. Welcome back once again. Good pitching matchup here today. Callie McDonald for Brandeis has shut Case Western down through the first 4 innings she's pitched. Just an unearned run allowed by Case Western reserve pitcher Sydney Branham against Brandeis here, but it's enough that Brandeis carries a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the 5th. For the judges, chance to answer back after an 8-0 win for Case Western Reserve in the first game in 6 innings. Sarah Miller, who had a 2-run homer in the early game, double earlier today. She's 1 for 1. And takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. On an 0-2 pitch her last time up, Miller sent a line drive into the gap in right center field. Went the opposite way with it. Takes that Ephus pitch for a ball, and it's 1-1. That's that real slow changeup that we've seen maybe 2 or 3 times today from McDonald. She comes back with a fastball. That one sent deep towards right center field, and it's gone. Sarah Miller, her 3rd extra base hit of the day, her second home run. This one's a solo shot. Welcome to Mather Park, Sarah Miller. 2nd home run of the season, 2nd home run of her collegiate career, 2nd home run of the day. And we're all tied at 1. 1-1 the score. That is the 2nd time today that we've seen McDonald against Miller through that Ephus pitch. Really just a slow changeup. Immediately following that pitch each time, she's thrown a fastball. And both times, Miller has taken the fastball the opposite way. The last time she hit into a double in the gap. This time she sent it a little bit further over the wall. Pretty impressive hitting there for the young player. Now first pitch ball to Alyssa Hamilton in a brand new ball game. 1-1 the score. That is just good hitting for Miller. She's had a great day. That one sent towards the gap in right center field, and that's down for a base hit. Hamilton with a big turn. She'll head into second and come in standing up with a double. And now back-to-back extra base hits to start the fifth for Case Western Reserve, and now a chance possibly to take a lead here. And sensing some trouble, Danielle Del Ponte will come out to have a talk with McDonald, and let's see if she stays with her pitcher or makes a change. Looks like she'll stay with McDonald. Batter at the plate will be Katie Weedy. We'll see if Weedy's looking to slap hit here or if she's trying to bunt just to move the runner over.
Now batting, number 21, Katie Weedy.
Weedy the batter. Katie 0 for 1 on the day. She had a hit in the earlier game. They'll pull the infield in, expecting her to at the very least slap hit, and she does, getting it down but foul. So Weedy still trying for that slap and run approach at the plate. Get the ball in play to the left side of the infield and let her speed do the rest. She grounded out to short her last time up. She does get that one down as well, but foul. And it's 0-2. Hamilton at second base. Tie game, 1-1 the score. 0-2 the count on Weedy, the 9-hitter in the lineup. Here's the 0-2 pitch. She runs through it, takes it high and out for a ball. 1-0. Good pitch there for McDonald. You know Weedy's going to be just trying to slap it and make contact. Ahead of the count 0-2, you can waste a pitch. Here's the 1-2. She does get that one down nicely over to short. The throw on to first is low, but again, a good job by the first baseman Sippin to scoop it.
Now batting, number 28.
And that will be the first out of the inning, but Weedy, a productive out. She advances Hamilton, the potential go-ahead run to third base with 1 out in the inning. Reminder, it's Indians opening day, so the flyover from Progressive Field making its way over here to Mather Park. And that's going to cause some concern on the field as I think everyone's just going to take a deep break here, deep breath here, and walk off. But yeah, that's got to be the flyover from Progressive Field. I assume it's a 4 o'clock start for the Indians today. For those of you joining us for the first time today here at Mather Park, that's our daily 4 o'clock flyover. Come back tomorrow for our second one. It's up high for a ball. It's funny because it's not the only time of the year that we actually get that flyover that takes place. If you ever watch a Case Western Reserve soccer or football game in the early part of the season, when the air show is in town, as that one lofted softly into left field, and making the catch for the out in left field and saving a run is Bridget Safuni with a really nice catch. And so that will be the second out of the inning. That first weekend of the season, Labor Day weekend, there's typically an air show in town, and usually the planes will fly over the campus here and actually circle back and head back towards the airfield. So we typically get a nice little viewing of the air show when the Spartan football team opens at home or when the soccer teams are around. That ball shot into left field, left center, coming in and making another challenging catch. And left field is Safuni for the out. And that will end the inning, but Case Western Reserve does tie the game up on a solo home run for Sarah Miller, her second home run of the day. It's now 1-1 the score. We'll move into the sixth when we come back. Sidney Branham working with fresh life on the mound now. It's a 1-1 game. Three, 4, and 5 in the order. Big inning here for Branham. Starts off with 2 straight balls, 2-0 the count. Fujita 0 for 2 in the game. Entered the contest hitting a .444 on the year. That ball hit in the air, right field, should be playable. And to get it and making the catch is Cleveland, and there's one gone. The aptly named Cleveland, might I add. Reminds me of that scene from Forrest Gump, if everyone's seen it, where Forrest is recounting all the other members in his military group and where they're from, and one guy's named like Tex from Massachusetts, and another guy is, I don't know, it's a good scene if you've ever seen it, but we have Cleveland from California out there in right field today. That ball hit in the air deep towards center. Weedy tracks it down on the warning track, and there's 2 gone. Katie's had her work cut out for her today out in center field. She's been running all over the place. But a very good defensive center fielder, makes a couple of plays. Now the batter will be Bridget Safuni, who really was the hero of last inning defensively for Brandeis. This could be a very different game right now. In fact, we could still be in the bottom of the 5th inning if it wasn't for a couple of nice catches for Safuni. First pitch misses for a ball, and it's 1-0. Safuni 0 for 1 on the day with a sac bunt. He's been to the plate 3 times now, including this trip here. Branham swings, and that one fouled off by Safuni. 1-1. Game 2 starting in our other UA game of the day between Emory and Wash U. That should be getting going from St. Louis in a little bit. Again, Emory took the first game there, 1-0. 2 outs here, base is empty. The 1-1 from Branham. Change up, foul back, 1-2. How about Sarah Miller, though? The third baseman today for Case Western Reserve. Has played great defensively, and then on top of that, 2 home runs and a double in the 2 games. Outside, 2-2. Two pitch. In the air, shallow center could be trouble, but going back to get it is Doyle. Some good defense today for Case Western Reserve. 3 balls hit in the air and all 3 plays made. We'll move into the bottom of the 6th. See if Case Western Reserve can get a run on the board here in the 6th. They will send the top of the order to the plate, if I'm not mistaken. Pardon me, the heart of the order to the plate. Trichler, Reynolds, and Doyle. 3, 4, and 5 when we return. Welcome back once again. Trichler to lead things off here, and she swings and lines the first pitch into left field. It's a base hit. So a single for Grace Trichler, who takes a big turn but will retreat to first. Let's see if we get a pinch runner here for Trichler, who represents the potential go-ahead run. And it looks like we will, as Josie Henry will come out and signal to her dugout to make the change. And this will be Caitlin Smith, I believe, who will come in to pinch run. Smith, the sophomore. So a pinch runner out there with a tie ball game, and Dustin Reynolds coming to the plate. Potential go-ahead run at first. Bunted out in front of the plate. Good bunt. Gotten down. Throw on to first. In time for the out. Diving back into second is Smith. And it will be a runner now in scoring position after the sacrifice bunt from Reynolds. So a chance for Doyle to drive in the go-ahead run here. Doyle, the veteran shortstop, the junior. Game tied at 1. Can give Case Western Reserve its first lead of the contest. Takes a fastball a little down and out, and it's 1-0. Doyle is 1 for 2 today with a base hit. Swings and fouls that one back. Nicole Carty is out on deck, and should the inning continue for her, Sarah Miller due up after. Good changeup, misses low. Two and one now on Doyle. One out in the inning. Runner at second base is the pinch runner Smith. Up high, 3-1. Have to be careful here if you're McDonald, and while you certainly don't want to add any extra traffic to the base paths, with first base open here and a good hitter like Doyle at the plate, you can't give her something too good to hit either. She does. It's a ground ball hit hard to third. Good play by Ross, whose throw is a little low, but again dug out by Sippin, who's done a nice job fielding some of those low throws today at first base. And that's a big second out. And so now it's up to Nicole Carty to keep the inning going. Carty is stepping to the plate for the third time today. 269 hitter coming into the game. And takes a first pitch ball down and in, 0-1. Carty 0 for 2 in the game. In the earlier contest, she went 0 for 3. So looking for her first hit of the day, 0 for 5 so far combined. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Watch the center fielder for Brandeis, Rothenberg, who I think is reading the signs from the catcher and then adjusting accordingly based on what pitch is about to come. This, I think, is going to be a fastball as that's hit towards deep center field. So you can't adjust to that. It's gone. A home run. Over the wall in center, a 2-run home run for Nicole Carty, and that gives Case Western Reserve the lead 3-1. Carty with her third home run of the season. It comes in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Case Western Reserve will carry at least a 2-run lead now into the 7th. This game turned on a dime. A solo home run last inning by Sarah Miller, and then a 2-run homer this inning by Carty. And so now it's 3-1, Case Western Reserve leading. That's down low for a ball, 1-0. Now the 1-0. Hit softly by Miller. Over to second, fielded on a hop, throw on to first in time for the out, and that ends the inning.
Score at the end.
3-1 the score. Case Western Reserve now with the lead and will chance to close it out here for Branham when we return. 3-1, top of the seventh. Brandeis coming to bat when we come back. Welcome back once again. 3-1 the score. And Case Western Reserve will try to close it out here. Sydney Branham, who's allowed just one unearned run today, working with a 3-1 lead now.
Scotty Todd.
She will face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters this inning. Due up, it's Scotty Todd, Marissa DeLaurentis, and Caroline Sippin. The Spartans trying to go for the sweep here today against Brandeis. See if Branham, the freshman, can close it out, pick up her 7th win of the season. Change up for a called strike on the outside corner to Todd in its 0-1. Todd 1 for 2 with a base hit in this game. 1 for 5 overall in the 2 games. Hard hit ground ball to short. Gloved nicely by Doyle. Her throw on the run. Right on target. 1 gone.
Now batting, number 24, Marissa DeLaurentis.
Marissa DeLaurentis now to the plate. DeLaurentis 0 for 2 with... Actually, just 0 for 2 in the first game. 0 for 2 in the second game. Trying to get something going here. Caroline Sippin due up next. We'll see if she hits here. She's had a couple of interesting at-bats so far today. Called out twice for stepping out of the batter's box. And it looks like Amanda Shore will pinch hit for her next. It's an 0-1 count at the plate. Outside, 1-1. Ground ball hit towards second. Waldner off her back foot makes the throw in time, 2 gone. And Brandeis down to its final out. Case Western Reserve and out away from securing the doubleheader sweep. It will be a pinch hitter here as Amanda Shore will come to the plate, I believe.
Your attention, please. Now batting for Brandeis.
Indeed, it will be Shore who will hit here for Caroline Sippin.
Shore.
Sippin had what appeared to be 2 base hits in the game, but was called on batter's interference both times, stepping out of the batter's box. And so now Shore will come up instead. Shore started the first game at first base, went 0 for 2. Entered the day hitting at .375 on the season. Shore is senior out of San Jose, California. The count goes to 1-0. Reynolds trying to close things out. Pardon me, Branham trying to close things out on the mound. It's been a fantastic effort today for Branham. Chopper, third base. Of course, Miller has it. Throw on to first in time for the out, and it's a doubleheader sweep for Case Western Reserve as they win Game 2, 3-1, the final score. Sydney Branham went the distance. She's your winning pitcher, 7-3 on the year, while Callie McDonald gets the loss. She drops to 1-4 for Brandeis. Brandeis on the season now 3-7, while Case Western Reserve improves to 15-6 with the doubleheader sweep. We'll do it all again tomorrow starting at 1. As Case Western Reserve University will be back in action against Brandeis. That game scheduled for a 1 o'clock start, the beginning of a doubleheader tomorrow. Thank you again for joining us. Once again, the final score, 3-1 in Game 2, 8-0 in Game 1. The Spartans win both. It's a sweep for Case Western Reserve. Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow.